Hi everybody, welcome back. But I'm going to show you a really quick, like I showed you what is happening right now, but I'm going to show you what I want to do. So if you bear with me and come with me, I'll show you. So like I said, this is the opposite corner is the door. So you see the door over there? So I'm on the opposite corner from the door. Behind me are these two bookshelves. And right now there's two boxes of memories and a pile of stuff that's behind me, which is kind of preventing my chair from moving the way I like my chair to move. But for now, that's just temporary for now until we get everything situated. Then there's my table. At the end of my table is my sewing machine, beading bag, and embroidery bag. Those are where I keep, obviously, my sewing machine, my beading supplies, and my embroidery supplies. I don't embroider as much as I used to because of the carpal tunnel, but I do it once in a while. I pick it up. So then at the end is a file cabinet, which is basically just where we keep stuff like taxes and instruction manuals. We really don't pay bills we pay all bills online, so we really don't have a lot of paper to file anymore. And on top of that, we decided to put the extra TV and DVD player. They were actually in here. They were just never hooked up. This is our secondary guest space. So behind me is this leather, I call it a Click-Clack sofa because Click-Clack was a company that made them. But this one is from Walmart. And it has arms that come down and have cup holders in them. But then it opens up to be just a little smaller than a full-size bed for when guests come. And we have used it a couple of times. My nephew came and when Jeri-Ann came and Lisa came, they all used this. Then there's another black bookcase over there. So there's a black bookcase over here that's got photo albums and a black bookcase over there that has Jim's comic books. And none of it's decorated on top anymore because it used to be, when it was Jim's office, it was all decorated with woodland stuff. Then if you go around the room more, there's a big pile of stuff that has to be gone through. So that tote down there and that bag right there are all my Christmas supplies. Stuff coming out of it and the stuff on the floor that have to get organized and put away properly. But right now it's sort of like all the ribbon is together, even though the burlap ribbon's going to go somewhere else. It's not going to go with the Christmas stuff. But right now it's all together because I was using them for Christmas mostly. Then there's my knitting and crocheting bag, which I don't knit as much as I crochet, but I've tried to, and it's just not as fun as crocheting, but I do have knitting needles. And then the cubies, and then more stuff that I have to go through. That bag, that canvas bag on the floor, has my wedding dress in it. Most of you know that we survived Hurricane Superstorm Sandy back in 2012. And the bottom of my wedding dress got floodwaters on it, I guess. It's not discolored or anything. It just needs to go to the dry cleaners for the last 5 years. It's kind of sad. But we moved here and there's a dry cleaner here, so yay, we can take it to the dry cleaner. But we moved here like 4 years ago. Why haven't we taken it to the dry cleaner? It hasn't been a financial priority. Let's put it that way. That's a nice way to put it. It is my wedding dress. It means a lot to me. My sister made it. I've worn it many times. But I think the fact that I've gotten to wear it so many times makes me feel like I got my money's worth already. So if I can't repair it or if it doesn't come clean, that's okay too. But that's what that is down there. And then the cubbies, and on top of them I have all my Harry Potter books, Twilight books, and Lord of the Rings books. Because everybody needs a set of all those. And then all of the little love books. Jim and I, when we first were together, we used to give each other these little books from Valentine's Day, like little books of poetry comes out, or Chicken Soup for the Soul, or those kinds of things. We put little notes in them, and we send them back and forth to each other. And then we have memory shelves. So that's my mom and dad's. Some of my memories from my mom and dad. So my mom was a volunteer firefighter, and my dad was a fisherman. So there's sort of a combination of both, everybody represented up there. If you could see these fish and those crabs, my dad carved those. I think if I could get to the computer, I would show you guys like all of them that he have because I photographed all of them. But when he was retired, he used to go by an old cabinet shop and pick up old pieces of wood and just carve his little heart out. When my dining room, they were like all toe to toe, nose to toe in my dining room. And they looked like they were just swimming all in one direction because he always carved them all in one direction except for fluke, because fluke actually are facing left. That's the only reason that flukes were ever going backwards. So see the one that's backwards? That's a fluke. And not a fluke like, oh, that's funny. That's a fluke. Because he was right-handed, so it was much easier for him to go from nose to tail this way. It was kind of opposite for him to go the other way. So it was just, that's just what had happened. So all the fish were sort of facing in the same direction, and you kind of felt like you were, you know, you're in a whirlpool because the fish were all swimming around you. But it was lovely. He did such a great job. He's so talented. So he carved all those little fish on that picture frame up there. And then around, I'm a Redskin fan, so that's my Redskin stuff right there. What? Oh, right there. Right there. My brother gave me a Redskin sweatshirt when I was younger, and it has just, I wore it till it fell apart, so I took the emblem off. And then just some, like trinkets. Jim's dad was a helicopter repairman, so he found that helicopter model. I'm going to turn you guys around. Sorry about that. He found that model of that helicopter. Where is it? Yep, there it is. He found that model of that helicopter at a shop and then hung it from a string. And then this was my desk. I got it from Lisa and I painted it black. It sort of opens. It's one of those computer armoires. And on it I have, right now the globe is there, but the globe doesn't go there. But my dad carved that bufflehead duck. Where is it? There. My dad carved that bufflehead duck. My Harry Potter's wand is there. This side it says I love you more than biscuits and gravy. That's Jim's. And then Jim's dad's memorial is up there with his flag. Jim's father was retired 25 years from the Air Force. So, of course, at his funeral they had a flag, and Jim, you know, Jim collected it. So when I met Jim, he had the flag in a plastic shopping bag. So I said, absolutely not. We went to Michael's. We found the flag case, used a coupon, and has been in the case ever since. So, and then I made that. So that picture there, let me point. Where are you? That picture there is a photograph of Jim's dad and a troop that's behind the globe. I'll give you a better tour when everything's clean, I promise. But just to show you quickly. And then that thing there I made, where is it? There. I created an iron-on of the Air Force that I printed off the computer. I put it on a piece of navy blue fabric so I can pin all of Jim's dad's medals to it. And I just put it in a recycled frame. And then this thing here, next to the clock, above the H, is a little plaque from the Philippines where Jim was born. It just says, James David Henson, born 21st October 71, Angeles City. At Clark Air Force Base. That's what it says. So it's really cool. I don't have anything cool like that. But again, I wasn't an only child. You know, when you're only child, you get stuff. So behind me, I have these swing arm lamps. I got them on clearance in a catalog a million years ago and been toting them around with me ever since. And this was the perfect place for them. Really was. Because there's very limited room for tables. We do have a table, if you don't mind. We do have a table that sort of hangs on the wall. It's sort of it's a little table and it's a long post. Like I said, better tour to come when we're done. But I'm showing you this for a couple of reasons. This is why you won't have a DIY for at least a week. Because I got to do this first. This is also, I kind of would love your input. If you see something that you like, oh, Jeri, there's a perfect thing for that, or there's a perfect thing for that, I would love that. Oh, and I didn't show you one more thing. So I have next to the table is this laundry basket full of sewing projects. So this is the first quilt I ever made that I made when I was 18, I think. I'd never done anything like it before. I machine quilted it. I pieced it together with some fabrics for some lady. I did some sewing for a lady who was sort of wealthy. She had scraps left over, and then I just bought old sheets and old scrap pieces of paper. This right here, this whole back was just a sheet from my first sheet set from my first room. And then under it is just bags of scraps of fabric for things that I'm going to do someday, eventually. I always said when I was retired, and now I'm like semi-retired, and I'm not getting to them, so. Sorry, I digress. So I would like some input too. I mean, I wouldn't really mind that at all. Oh, I also didn't show you another thing. So next to my desk, behind the door, I have these 2 magazine rack hanging wall thingies. Where are they? There. Those 2 wire thingies that hold magazines, they're there. They are there. If I hold it like that, you can see them better. And I put some like to be filed stuff in there. But then down there, I got that from Dollar General. I got this thing from Dollar General, and it's like an oval cardboard, pretty black and white, that I kind of keep tall stuff in. So like the craft paper, the contact paper, the long flowers that don't fit in the box, and, you know, a plastic sword, because everybody needs a plastic sword in their craft stuff. Just kidding. Okay. Under the couch is these bags these 2 are from Target from 100 years ago. Can you see them actually? These pink things? Can you see these coral color things? And those are under the bed storage. And they have the guest linens. So one of them has a quilt shams, and the pillows. Actually, only one pillow, because one pillow is here, because Jim took it out for the holiday and never put it back. And the other one has the sheet sets, the light blankets, and then like towels for the guest room. So we have a set of wolf towels for the guest that stays here. Plus all the little things. So, okay. That is my disaster. I mean, my craft room. I am still working on... Sorry. I'm still working on some projects I have some ideas for Valentine's Day. I really hope to get them done so that you guys can get them for Valentine's Day. But if I don't, I do apologize. But I do have 3 or 4 different ones from last year. You can check them out. But that's my hope and goal, is to get some Valentine's Day decor up for you. And not decor, because I'm going to do that, but Valentine's Day crafts up for you. What else? Like I said, I'm going to try to document here, but I don't have the room isn't big enough for me to mount the phone or the camera up high so that you can see everything that I'm doing. The room just isn't. I could do segments, but you probably just get mostly me in the way. It really isn't that big of a space. I think without the closet cut out, it's probably 8 by 10, 8 feet by 10 feet. Yeah, this couch is almost 7 feet long. This is 69 inches. So maybe it's 9 feet. Maybe it's 9 feet by 10 feet, but with the closet cut out of it. But then with the bookcase and the table, it doesn't really feel all that roomy. I went on to Facebook Marketplace and I found the perfect table for here. And I messaged the lady and I said, is the table still available? And she said yes. Then I messaged her right back and I said, can you tell me the measurements? And she measured it, and it was the perfect piece of furniture for right here that I could wheel under the table when I wasn't crafting and pull out for secondary tabletop space for when I was. And I said, do you have change of a 20? Because it was $15. I said, do you have change of a 20? I'll be right there. And she said, the lady who was going to pick it up this morning just pulled in my driveway. So that's not fair. So she said she has some other pieces, but this one had drawers and an open area to keep this basket. It was perfect. I mean, when she measured it, I was like, nope, this is the perfect piece. So I actually think I'm going to, I told Jim, I said, I think I'm going to go search the internet to see what this piece of furniture is, and maybe if I couldn't find it again. Otherwise, she said she does have other stuff I can come look at, but I just, you know, when you see something and it's the perfect thing and then you can't get your hands on it, oh, you guys know what that's like because you watch Dollar Tree hauls. So, thank you, thank you, thank you. I also just wanted to add at the end of this video a big thank you from my family, my entire family, Aunt Sue, Terry, Mom, Jim, and me, even Carmen. We are so blessed to have you all in our lives. it has been such a wonderful year of growth for this channel, for our family, even for Jim. You guys don't know Jim just from what you see, you know Jim, but Jim has sort of come out of his shell a lot from YouTube. He said to me once, he's like, the first time we hauled and he could just be himself, he was like, I really enjoyed that. And I could tell by the expression on his face. He did. That's why the dream is to make this a family event, a family affair, and to make it every day for you guys. So thank you for coming along on this crazy journey. I really do appreciate it. And if you have, like I said before, if you've, wished us a Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, if you were able to send a card or a gift or, just a wink or a wave. If you've joined us on Facebook at Jeri-Ann Henson, if you follow me on Instagram at Mrs. Garthby2, on Twitter at Mrs. Garthby2, on Google Plus as Mrs. Garthby2. Am I forgetting? Oh, Snapchat. I don't think I ever told you guys I was on Snapchat. But if I see you there, then thank you. Thank you for following us. Thank you for wanting to be a part of this family. Thank you for being part of this family. Those are two different things. Thank you for wanting to be, but also thank you for doing it. And I cannot wait to show you what's going to happen here, and I cannot wait for 2018 to see what it brings us as this YouTube family. And I say at the end of every video, as always, you take care, God bless, and we'll see you next time. Bye. I got a lot of stuff. Like, there's a lot of stuff to go through. I got a lot of stuff. Now, here's what's scary about how much stuff that I have. I lost a lot of stuff in the flood. A lot. Which means I had a lot of stuff. When you can't have kids, you just have stuff. Crazy.